Good evening, my dear friends. So what I'm doing today, I'm trying a new platform because I just learned that Google Hangout don't exist anymore. They just discontinued this platform. So far, I like what I see. So what I'm doing right now, I'm doing at the same time. Hi, Adam. Good to see you. Okay, I'm doing Facebook Live and I'm doing, it's not Hangout, it's called differently now, but I am doing YouTube Live. Let's see how it's gonna go. And also, I'm going live at a very unusual time for me because I am an early bird. I get up early, but this time I decided to try. It's 9:20 and I'm kind of half sleepy, but I still decided to try. Okay, so for those of you who don't know me, my name is Anna Deeter, and I am the pioneer, the founder of a new profession on this planet. Totally alternative for the, as I call it, mistaken, like to be politically correct, mistaken profession called speech and language therapy, speech and language pathology. So I do promote a new profession called Etalon or standard speech education. Yes, my dream is to see that the subject of speech education is a part of a school curriculum worldwide. It should be added to every school curriculum of every school as a mandatory subject. But anyway, so once again, my name is Anna Deeter, and today I've decided that it is time we talk about the most powerful tool that we offer to those who stutter. It's called the quarantine of normal speech for former stutterers. So basically, it's the quarantine, and if you're familiar with the meaning of this word, quarantine, they usually have this place, like very restricted area, to prevent people from getting infected. It's a quarantine. We actually offer to our students, we actually demand that our students quarantine themselves from being reinfected with an informational virus called stuttering. Yes, stuttering is an informational virus. And it's really hard for some people just to grasp this concept. How can it be an infectious disease, sickness? Of course, it's not a sickness in the way we used to understand this concept. No, it's not a sickness of the body, but it is a virus, informational virus of the mind. And because today we are familiar with the way computers work, of course, we kind of becoming awakened. The level of our awareness is kind of much higher. And we understand that, yes, there is informational virus, like a computer virus. When we, in terms of people, when we believe the wrong information, disinformation, misinformation. In a very simple way, I can tell you that when we follow the wrong advice, okay, when we follow the wrong advice, when we believe the lies, then we get in trouble. Because when we believe the wrong things, we begin acting according to this disinformation, and our body gets in trouble, it gets in stupor. So, but let's go back to the quarantine of etalon or normal or standard speech for former stutterers. So why did we start talking about it? My mentor, Academic Snezhko, started talking about this because it's very, very relevant to what he's doing in Russia, because he has been doing it for close to 30 years today. So why do we need the quarantine after the Etalon program? Yes, in 3 days, each and every person who stutters, each of our students will become unblocked. You will understand reality. You will see that what you believed before was kind of incorrect. It was very naive. You will understand it. Yes, I was naive. I believed a lot of disinformation. I believed a lot of things that in reality, they do not resonate with reality, with three-dimensional reality. So the bottom line is, Adam, if you have any questions, you just ask a question, because I am live broadcasting in a very unusual time for me, and I don't expect anybody to even watch me today. So once again, whenever you understand reality, it's great. Knowledge is power. When we see reality, we immediately become enlightened. So our program, the Etalon Unblocking, is the program of enlightenment, enlightening of the mind. It's the program of insights of the mind. When we basically go, wow, eureka! How could I not know that? Oh my God, I never thought about it in this way. I never realized this simple and such obvious things. So this is what Etalon program is about. So in 3 days, 100% guarantee, you will be stutter-free. No doubt about it. I can guarantee, I can even give you lifetime guarantee. However, today I want to explain to you why I'm so certain. I'm extremely certain. Because we, at the end of the program, we always explain to our students that now when you are stutter-free, now it's time for your quarantine. Quarantine. When you, just like after any sickness, just imagine you had a sickness of a body, let's say you had a flu. I talked about it in my recent articles. Imagine you just cured yourself. The doctor just cured yourself from a flu, a very severe form of flu. You were very sick and you got rid of it, but you're still kind of weak. Your immune system is still weak. What would your doctor recommend? Of course, your doctor would tell you, stay away from the places where are a lot of people with different viruses, where you could get reinfected because you're still weak. Your immune system is still weak. So your doctor would recommend, stay away from people sick with the flu or with any other sicknesses, any other virus diseases. Okay, this is requirement number 1. Stay away from sick people. And requirement number 2 is also very simple. If you do have questions, if you want to learn something about your health, how to deal with your disease, you just had flu and you want to have more questions, where should you go? Should you go somewhere else? Should you go to other doctor or the doctor who just cured you? You were just with your doctor and you know that the doctor helped you. The doctor gave you the right prescription drugs. The doctor gave you right recommendations, and you knew that his recommendations were correct, her recommendations did really work. So the requirement number 2 of any quarantine, to go and ask any question you have to the doctor that you were with. So now let's talk about Etalon speech quarantine. 3 days after the program, each and every student enters the time for quarantine. And I also hear questions, how long should I preserve the quarantine? How long should I quarantine myself? As long as you feel that you are strong enough to resist any informational virus. I don't care about any quarantines, because when I hear people make mistakes, I know where their problems are, what their virus is. I know I am immune. I don't care. And this is why their viruses don't infect me. But for people who started just 3 days ago, it's strictly prohibited to leave the quarantine zone. Quarantine zone. I even made an image on Facebook. Caution, quarantine zone, quarantine. Don't leave the area of Etalon speech. Don't communicate with people who don't know what standard speech is. Don't communicate with stutterers who are confused and misinformed people. They don't know what standard speech is. They cannot help you. Don't discuss issues of stuttering and getting rid of stuttering, ways to eliminate stuttering. Don't discuss these issues with no one but your Etalon speech teacher. Why? Because the moment you feel that you're so strong, you can teach others. This is the feeling a lot of our students get after the 3-day program. They see how simple everything is now. Because during the class, each student receives this much information. This much. Do you see how much? This much. You receive only a little piece of information that will help you, this student, to unblock your mind, only your mind. But the same piece of information will never work for someone else. Oh my God, I have so many people. Hey, Suzanne, yay! Hello to Costa Rica, good to see you. And Jose Rodriguez, good to see you guys too. Vivek Torava, lots of love to you too. So, sorry, I'm looking at YouTube. I can't, I have only one focused beam of attention. When I'm looking at YouTube, I cannot look at Facebook. So, see, I already forgot what I was talking about. Anyway, so let me wave to all you because I love you people. Good to see you. Okay, so once again, too many students of our program after graduation have decided, I'm so smart now, I can teach others. And this is the problem. Because the moment you believe that you are so brilliant, and in reality you are not. Why? Once again, because you know this much. You know this much for your type of stuttering. You don't know anything else. Nothing else. There are millions of stutterers on the planet. Millions. And believe it or not, each of them has their own individual type of stuttering. No one is the same. Each and every person who stutters is different. Okay, you got to understand why, because we all have a different mindset. It all starts with the mind. So after graduation of the program, if you decide that you want to become like a savior of people who stuttered, and you begin spreading information about Etalon program, you share here, you share there, guess what? You begin communicating with people who stutter. you get in trouble. Don't do this. This is a quarantine time. You cannot do what you would like to do yet. If you want to learn what the Etalon program is and how it works and in little details, we have the course for you. It's called the Etalon program for Etalon educators. We are ready to start teaching Etalon educators, Etalon speech educators. It's a totally different program. You gotta enroll in that program if you really want to help other people who stutter and to become as powerful as I am now, because I can help anyone to unblock their mind and to stop stuttering in only 3 days. But let me remind you, it took almost 10 years for me to be in the place where I am at today. Maybe because I wasn't a stutterer. That's also kind of the bummer, because yes, even Mr. Roman Snezhko tells me that, Anna, you were not a stutterer when you were just on the other side of this process. And that's why you need to learn more about the mindset of stutterers. And this is what I have learned over the past 10 years. So, but back to the quarantine. After graduation, you are not allowed to talk to any stutterers. You are not allowed to communicate with any speech professionals, any speech therapists, pathologists, whoever, whatever you call them, because I have had a couple of students who were confused, and after our class, they went to consult some speech trainers. And guess what? They immediately became confused again. Immediately. Because those speech trainers have no idea what Etalon standard speech is. They don't know. They begin asking questions, and you will never be able to answer this question. And guess what? When you cannot answer their questions, you again become confused. You again become blocked. And guess what these mental blocks do? They again make you doubt. They again make you nervous. And you again begin to believe, oh, I'm sick, or it's incurable. And it's like a snowball. And the more contact with any person who has no idea what Etalon standard speech is, the more contact with these people you have, the more severe your rolling back to stuttering will be. This is a big warning sign. After the program, after 3-day program, never communicate with people who stutter. I mean, not never, but until you are really strong, until your immune system becomes strong. Because during the quarantine time, which we give about 6 months, something like this, all you do, you just follow Etalon speech. You just speak and speak and speak a lot and enjoy the way you speak. You need to follow the quarantine. This is why I see a lot of people asking me questions. If you're so powerful, why people don't talk about you? Why don't they, like, why there is so little known about you and your program? This is why. Because we always encourage our students, stay away from stutterers. Stay away from the whole world of stuttering, including speech therapists, speech pathologists, speech professionals, speech specialists, stuttering specialists, and stuff like this. Because you never know what question they will ask you. You never know. The moment you will begin communicating with them, you will become confused. You will become nervous. Your anxiety will come back to you. You will again be afraid to speak because your mind is again blocked. You need to understand it. So why do we need this quarantine? Let me repeat, for 2 reasons. So you would not communicate with disinformed, misinformed, ignorant, uneducated people. So you would not get reinfected. You would not become infected with another virus of stuttering. Number 1. And number 2, so you would never ever draw back to stuttering. It's kind of together. Okay? So this is very important topic I wanted to talk about today, tonight, because I'm ready to go to sleep already. Let me know if you're listening to me on YouTube, please tell me if you are listening to me. I don't know, I don't see comments. I don't see any comments on YouTube. I guess nobody's watching me on YouTube. But on Facebook, I see a few people are watching me. So let me know if this time, which is, oh my God, it's soon to be 10 p.m. Eastern time. For California, it should be perfect time. But for Eastern time, it's not, of course. So let's see if I'm going to be able to do this broadcasting again tomorrow morning. Okay? So lots of success to you. And for those of you who are very close to get enrolled in the Etalon Unblocking Course, understand the tool for never ever slip back, roll back to stuttering is to keep quarantine of normal Etalon standard speech. Understand this. This is a very powerful tool. It's basically when you stay away from informational viruses, from infection, you will never get infected. Okay? At least for the first 6 months until you become really strong. But after you become strong, of course, you will be just laughing at those who stutter, basically, because you will understand what they're doing and that they don't know what you know. But please don't even attempt to advise them, because you will confuse yourself. I guarantee you will start degrading immediately. Okay, because once again, stuttering is the informational virus in your mind. It's a mental virus. It's a mental sickness. Okay, take care of yourself. Lots of love to you, lots of success to you. And of course, ask your questions. Let me see what information you would like to learn about stuttering, speech, and life in general, because in a way, I'm a life coach as well. And also let me remind you that I do recommend you watch my latest video of in Sedona. I was a keynote speaker at the summit, and I do recommend you watch this video. Okay, lots of love to you. Let me end broadcast on YouTube and broadcast. And hey, dear